Hi again, it's Ifisa from Bulembe Farm. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the new love of my life, dairy goats. Now, I came across dairy goats just by sheer sheer accident. I would say I didn't set out to breed or farm with dairy goats. So it started, I would say, 3 or 4 years ago, as we were growing our herd, increasing our herd. So naturally, we had more kids. And that meant that more and more of our kids needed to be supplemented with milk of sorts. In the early days, when our herd was a bit smaller, we coped quite well with the milk replacer that you buy from the shops. That was okay. But as we grew the herd, we noticed that, first of all, the cost of buying milk replacer was quite prohibitive. And the other thing I noticed that the kids that were being supplemented with milk replacer were not doing as well as the kids that were being naturally nursed or suckled by their moms. And yeah, things like that. So that's when I started thinking, we need to do something about this. In terms of the kids that were fed on milk replacer not doing well, I discovered, I'm not saying that milk replacer is not good, but what I discovered is that there was human error. And for those of you who've attended our goat farming masterclasses, I always emphasize the need to keep our activities and our processes as simple and as straightforward as possible, reduce human error as much as we can. So, what I noticed is that when I was talking to some of our staff, I would ask maybe quite randomly about how they prepared the milk. Somebody would tell me 5 teaspoons for every 500 mils. Sometimes somebody would tell me 13 teaspoons for every 500 mils. So I realized that in as much as we gave instructions on how to mix the milk replacer and feed the kids, somewhere along the line, people would forget how to do it. And each person had their own way of doing it. So there was no consistency in how the milk replacer was being prepared and fed to the kids, which is why we ended up with kids that were not doing well when they were put on milk replacer. And another thing that I need to explain to you is that our core business is about crossbreeding. So it means that the majority of our females, the goats, are the indigenous Matabele goats. And this is my own um, finding or assumptions, is that as we crossbreed, the whole idea is to improve our carcass weight because we are producing goats for meat. So that's why we do crossbreeding. But the side effect of that is that, of course, our females are giving birth to bigger and hungrier kids because these kids, the fathers are either a Kalahari Red or a Boer goat. And that's the whole idea. We want these bigger kids and these fast growing kids. But the mothers don't always have enough milk to feed these kids, especially in the first 2 weeks before we even introduce creep feed. So we really needed to look at how we were feeding our kids. Not only that, I must mention as well that we noticed an acceptably high kid mortality rate. So what we did in 2023, we signed up for the POOM Netherlands Senior Experts Program. This program allows any professional, any business to apply for a senior expert. This is a retired expert in their field to come to your business. In our case, they come to the farm, they spend 2 weeks with us looking at what we do, and then they offer advice, guidance, working with as much as whatever it is that you have, as much as possible. So we invited the POOM expert from the Netherlands, looking specifically at reducing our kid mortality rate and also looking at nutrition specifically for our kids. So when the expert came, obviously he looked at what we had or how we were doing things and so on and so forth. And one of the ideas that he came up with is that we need to feed our our goats. We could feed our goats with cow's milk because he noticed that we had cows. So yep, we went off, and the following year, which was 2024, we were using cow's milk to feed our kids. And yes, they were doing quite well on cow's milk, no problem, because now we had cut out the idea of having to mix and get the ratios right between the powder and the water. Now there was another side effect now, because obviously we were milking cows that had calves. Now we noticed that we were actually depriving the calves of their mother's milk, because we were taking most of the milk and feeding it to the little goats, to the kids. So we had to come up with a different plan. So I started talking to other farmers. Oh my goodness, dear farmer, how do you get around this challenge? How do you get around this problem? And I was talking to colleagues in South Africa, and they were like, just get a dairy goat. Oh, get a dairy goat? Yeah. And I noticed that actually in South Africa, it's almost standard practice for breeders, for farmers to have some dairy goats in order to feed their kids. So as I was visiting farms in South Africa, I would notice that in a whole herd of 500, 600 Boer goats, it was perfectly normal for the farmer to have a small herd of Saanen goats or any other breed of dairy goats. But the most popular seemed to be the Saanen. So I started looking into this and talking to farmers. And I remember one breeder was telling me that her Saanens can feed up to 7 kids of her Kalahari red kids. So I'm thinking, wow, these guys are onto something. Perhaps we can try doing the same thing. So the first thing that we did is to try and get a Saanen, female Saanens. Number one challenge was actually the cost. They cost as much as buying a Boer goat, I think. So we decided to get a Saanen buck, and the plan was to initially start with a crossbreeding program, which we did. And unfortunately for us, the Saanen buck, just after the breeding cycle, poor guy, he died. We're not quite sure what it was that killed him, but he died immediately after completing his breeding cycle. We gave him some Matebele females because we did have a Saanen female, and we were very delighted with the results that we got, because we got some Saanen crossbreeds. So now we know that of those females, we will continue breeding them. We've now since acquired another Saanen buck, luckily, and this time we also got a female, which is very, very exciting. So we have another Saanen buck. So that buck, because he is not the father of the current crop of our crossbreed Saanen females, he can then work, with the original mothers as well as the young ladies that were born, after their father died. So this is how we're approaching it at the moment, and we have also um, we're also waiting for delivery of British Alpines, because as we do our research, trying to find out which is the best breed, you get people or breeders giving you different views. There are some who prefer the Saanen, but others will tell you they prefer the British Alpine because they feel that the British Alpine is much more hardier and much more adaptable. It adapts easier to different and changing environments. So please, if you out there, you have any experience of raising dairy goats, please leave comments below and tell us of your experience with dairy goats and the kind of breed. Have you tried the Saanen? Have you tried the British Alpine? Have you tried the Toggenburg? And by the way, we do have a Toggenburg crossbreed buck as well. And we have tried to breed with him as well. So we're just waiting for the results. And the idea is that even within our herd of indigenous goats, we are trying to improve milk production. It's all about this time it's all about improving milk production first and foremost, and then of course we will move on to continue crossbreeding then with our Boer and Kalahari Red as we've been doing in the past, in order to achieve a much more improved carcass weight. So my videos for the next couple of weeks and months will probably have a focus on the dairy goat breeds, because we really and truly believe that all goat farmers can benefit from having at least a couple of dairy goats in their herd, even if it's not for your usual value addition ideas like the cheese making, the skin products, but merely as a way of supplementing your kids. So tell us your story in the comments below. Thank you.